Hi everybody. Please begin by reviewing our objectives for this week. Understanding human fire behavior and fire emergencies should begin with understanding the fire problem in the U.S. and around the world. There's no other fire service reference manual that compares with the Fire Protection Handbook. It's built on 6 major strategies that are foundational to fire safety through balanced fire protection. These strategies are the prevention of ignition, designed to slow early fire growth, detection and alarm, suppression, confinement of the fire, and evacuation of the occupants. The reason we begin with these chapters is to provide you an overview of this valuable resource. You'll find yourself referring to this text frequently in this class and throughout your career. So let's get a quick overview of the text. Firefighters are trained to suppress fires by taking one of the elements out of the fire triangle. Prevention specialists are programmed to keep the elements from coming together. When fires do happen, the first line of protection for lives and properties is the building material. The type of building material and contents will determine flame spread and heat release rates. Technology has had a significant impact on the U.S. fire problem. Residential smoke detectors, monitored alarm systems, and stricter codes for sprinkler systems have saved lives and reduced property loss. Strategies to confine flame spread must be balanced with evacuation of the occupants. The barriers to block fire spread can impede the evacuation of the occupants. The evacuation strategy is based on the design principles listed in your text. We'll be revisiting these elements throughout the course. The type of property will be a critical factor in determining whether the individual perceives the threat or not, whether they correctly interpret the situation and the risk, and decide on a correct action, and then perform that action. Chapter 1 lays the foundation for our study of fire-related human behavior. Chapter 4 is specific to this human behavior. Carefully study the processes identified that influence decision-making in a fire situation. Each process will be important as you develop your written assignments and discussion posts. Study the various actions listed. These actions are influenced by the associated behaviors. Human behavior studies during fires presents a grim perspective of how stress affects decision making. Finally, we can look at how conditioning may improve occupant performance during an evacuation. A PDF document named America Burning is also on the reading list for this week. America Burning is a landmark document from a report from the Presidential Commission and was introduced in 1973. The purpose was to evaluate fire loss in the United States and to make recommendations to reduce the loss of life and property. Numerous agencies were formed as a result of the study, including U.S. Fire Administration, National Fire Academy, National Fire Incident Reporting System, and the Center for Fire Research within the National Bureau of Standards. There is a passage highlighted on page 20 that will serve as our discussion for this week. As you respond to your classmates' posts, ask questions and share your unique viewpoint. This is a great opportunity to practice your communication skills and your critical thinking skills. For your written assignment, refer to the decision-making process an occupant may use to evaluate cues indicating there is a threat present. You'll find this in section 4 of your Fire Protection Handbook. Then research some stories from survivors and find one that you can identify elements of this decision-making process. Apply the elements of the decision-making process to the account of the survivor. If you're unable to identify one or more of the process elements, Just use your critical thinking skills to surmise that factor into the survivor's decision process. You may find your survivor story on any media you choose. Just remember to cite your sources. Look forward to seeing you on the discussion boards, and let me know how I can help.